folks. Welcome to the show. This is Tactics. We got quite the show for you today. We're going to be talking about some tournaments in the league and some nights.
Nailed it.
We got Cass over here, and we got Ben, and we got Fraser.
What's up?
Did I do it right?
You did a great job, David.
Right. Okay, good job.
Welcome back, everyone.
David.
The David intro. It's
David
it's very
intro.
unique.
An hour of silence now from David. Please and thank you.
Okay.
If you guys haven't seen, though, we do have the beloved trophy of Western Team Canada Championships right in front of us.
Boom.
We just all four of us actually just came back from Saskatoon this
That's
week.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. It was a long, was it 6-ish hour drive, 6.5 hours or so?
Yeah,
It was a long drive, but very much worth it because it was a teams event. For those who are not familiar with the event, teams event, 6-man teams event this year. I think they were saying they want to expand into like proper 8-mans in the future, but for now it was 6. Very, very fantastically run event. Can't talk enough about the organization. Tons of space.
Holy shit!
Lots of good
organized.
judges.
Yeah, it was good.
There was so much room in that place too, so like you
Excellent.
were not hurting. So, yeah, like Cass said, we kind of sort of 2 Calgary-ish teams. There was like a Saskatoon/Calgary squad, and there was like the Bloodbath squad.
Plus Stu.
Plus
Which
our
is
ringer.
very important.
Without a doubt. Mr. Stu Angel from BC came out for our team, for me and Cass's team. And
we had a coach too, Coach Cameron.
that's right. We did have a last-minute addition of
we did.
Stu's brother.
I think after like this weekend, having a coach on a team event is just a huge benefit.
What do you do?
Not only be a water boy, that's the first job, but second, like honestly, organizing pairings, checking in with other teams, allowing other players to focus on their game.
Yeah.
So he can come up to me and say like, "Hey, we're getting real close. I need you to either push or at least close the gap on differential." And I think that's quite huge because I feel like in teams events, especially in the captain role, sometimes it can weigh on you a lot where I'm really focused on this game and I have no idea what's going on in the other 5 games.
Yeah.
And someone could say like, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Like, oh, you're doing okay, or that's when I have to go up to them and talk to them. But then now I'm losing focus on my game.
Yeah.
So I think having like that impartial, unbiased person kind of wandering around, and sometimes too, like according to our matrices, right when we started, he would actually write out the differential and what the scores would actually be on a very sparingly. Like he would very sparingly would like put a score and like this is what it's going to be, and would come up to me and say this is where we're at, right when we start, after pairings, and I thought it was pretty huge too, and obviously it was varied because of dice and
Shit happens.
player skill and everything else, but sometimes we'd knock it out of the park, sometimes we'd get our ass kicked.
Yeah, we could have used one of those guys.
100%.
Yeah.
That would have actually saved
Highly
that last
recommend.
round too.
Oh, it's super. Like people always talk about
Probably.
like at higher levels, they always have like a coach who doesn't play and attends the event, and kind of always been like, this seems like kind of a waste. But having seen it in firsthand, like super value. Someone who's doesn't have to worry about playing at all, can just lock in on all of the team's stuff, pairings, where we're at as a team. Like Cass was saying, he doesn't have to play a game at all because you're right. As a coach or as a captain or whatever they call it in that moment, you have to play your game. You can't just like dick out and go check everybody else's table, right? Like.
No, and you're supposed to, right? Like
You kind of have to. In a competitive one like this, you kind of have to. So we just had a dude who was doing just that. Huge.
yeah, I didn't need to go to anyone's table.
You didn't do nothing. Go play your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And funny enough, my role, and we'll get into this later in the teams, but my role is being a blunter. So that means my games are 3 hours long and taking in the face.
Sure.
Like I can't just go run to other tables and be like, how you doing? How you doing? Because I'm getting my ass kicked. Like I can't do that. So, and I can't tell the other person, oh, no, push, or like we're fine, unless I am actually winning. But I'm only invested in my game
That's
at the
right.
time.
That's
so
So
having a coach is really
huge help.
Yeah.
Not only Stu being on our team, but Cam being out there as well. And so as you guys can see, we did take first place. We took first place. We took it, and we got 6 golden tickets, which is insane. An insane amount of golden tickets. So we've got, I think at this point, Fraser's got a ticket. Cass has got a
Only
ticket.
Shut up.
I've got
Shut
a
up.
ticket. Dave, what happened?
Just trying to force Great Knights all season.
That's it.
Didn't work out.
That's fair.
you gave a great analogy actually when we first got here.
Yeah, putting a square peg into a round hole all season.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Banishers, bamboozlers, whatever we're calling it now,
Well,
didn't feel
before
great.
that warp bane, but it was fine. It did what we needed to. But I hit a skew Jonas tank skew list last round,
And Jonas good.
and Jonas good, and it's not the list for that. It does not deal with 7 Leman Resses.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
No.
No way.
So,
No.
for those who may not be familiar, we do have the golden
Unless
ticket
you get like a Grand Nemesis Knight, like or Grand Master, just like in it.
in combat.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
He,
And, like,
he
start
overwatched it 8 wounds to death with the
Oh,
Leman Rest. so
Jesus. That's rough. That
Yeah,
feels
it was
bad.
rough.
That would happen, and I'd be like, re-roll that.
yeah.
right now.
Those dice are cooked.
T.O.
Yeah, that's not average. My brain hurts.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, for those who may not be aware with how golden tickets work, for the end of the year, effectively like the season finale of the Warhammer season, they have the World Championships that are hosted this year, and I think in all previous years in Atlanta, Georgia. Word is that they're going to spread out to kind of more global
This
sites.
is the last year.
It's only the third year of the World Championship.
Oh, is it? Okay, there you go.
And this is the last year in Georgia.
There you go. So, but to get into this tournament, you cannot just buy your way in. You have to win your way in. So that means throughout the world, everybody's competing for golden ticket events, whether they're singles events, where they were oftentimes best general or best overall. There's teams events around the world that you can qualify for a golden ticket, and this was our chance. So we did the long drive to Saskatoon, and it worked out. It was nice.
Did, yeah.
Cass already had one, so Cass was just helping us out. In fairness, but
The cool thing about the World Champs is 30% of the people there are from North America. So
30.
It's 30%.
And there's 800
bring your mic down.
there's 835 players.
Yeah.
So
Which is, I'm not sure if that was specifically just for like the 40K World Champs
So
or if
yeah,
that was
200
including
240
like the
players?
narrative. Last year was
Less?
240-ish.
10, 8, 6, no, 240. 240 is North America.
Is the world?
The rest is the world.
Wait, how many people were in the actual 40K event?
Last year, like
Yeah.
like 250.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. And this is where the grand narrative also happens.
Oh
is
yeah,
that true?
there's people walking around
Dude,
in
Grand
full
Narrative's
costume
cool.
the
Very
entire
cool.
time. Yeah.
Did you attend the meeting?
Yes. Yeah.
So in the meeting they asked us if you do want to like walk over to the narrative event side of things, don't talk to them in like or at least don't force them out of character.
Okay,
Because they have to be in character. There's some safe words that they'll tell you about or whatever, but they're only going to be in character and they only act in character the entire time. So they hire like essentially actors.
Yep. Yeah. To
pretty cool.
host it. They all host their different
Yeah.
rooms and stuff like that. I know of a few friends that go to the Grand Narrative every year.
I don't know if
It's
you-
just insane.
Did you see it last year?
I didn't walk over much. I was either locked in or at the aquarium. There was no like middle ground
No
for
in
me.
between.
But it's kind of cool going up in the elevator and you just have like an orc stood beside you and
Sure.
you're like, wow, you're actually creating like the story of Warhammer right now. Like it's kind of a cool. And then like all the Underworlds guys are there and like
Kill Team.
yeah, like I met a couple guys last year from like Calgary Underworlds. Never met them before in my life.
Mhm.
But they play out of Ogre's Den too, just not at the same time that we're there.
Yeah.
It's like wow, you just play like the game to like the same standard we do, and you're here like competing, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of the
Cool thing.
the final kickoff for the year of all things Games Workshop, all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So we're off to Atlanta, and that's awesome. We also want to touch on today, in addition, I think we can give like a couple of quick highlights on how our tournament went on the weekend. We also want to talk, like we said, about the league, like David mentioned, the 40K, what's it called again? Warhammer 40K Calgary Championships. I had a brain fart. And how it's going so far. We're all in the league. I'm doing okay. You guys are doing better than I am. So we'll have a quick touch in on that. We want to get to Knights rumors because the entire Imperial Knights codex has been leaked.
Yeah.
Pre-orders went up on Saturday, so we're still a week and a half away from actually having book in hand, but the whole book is leaked. So me and Dave, the resident Knights players, are going to run over maybe some prospective lists, what detachments we think are strong, and then kind of go from there. And then we have a couple of Discord questions.
Yeah.
Easy
Really
peasy.
good.
Seems
Good
like a
show.
good
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, stick around. Don't leave yet.
But subscribe, like. It actually does help us quite huge.
Punch the bells.
I mean, this isn't free, and it keeps the lights on. And like and subscribe is a massive thing for YouTube algorithm gods.
You're a massive thing. Also,
Yes.
while I've got it right here, we want to shout out Tree of Tales, I think, for sure.
For sure. Do you want to show this to you, Fraser? 'Cause there's some in front of you that's pretty cool.
Pretty cute.
Pink looking thing.
I don't know who we're looking at, which camera we're at right now, but I'm
He'll
going to give
never
a quick look
use.
around. Yeah, this is me right here.
I've
Boom.
been lectured indefinitely about having the most disorganized table in,
Your table's
in Calgary Warhammer.
no.
It's filthy.
You're actually the second worst.
Tony's
Is
first?
Tony?
Tony is number one.
So we've got these, they're called battle boxes, right?
These are the battle boxes from Tree Tales.
From Tree of Tales.
Yeah.
Please, if you want to get your own, go down in the description and see our code. It gives you a discount, I believe. And it helps, if you use that link, it helps the podcast run. So get in there. Super, super cool box. 10% off. There you go. Yeah. Fraser's kind of taking his apart right now, but it's a whole... it's a whole system. You're displaying it. You're good. I don't know. Hold it higher.
I'm
so
autistic.
Hold it higher so it's on camera. But
I lost him, but that's
it's
okay.
got a whole bunch of like segmented stuff for your
it's
It's down there. It's fine.
Yeah.
For your dice, the little side bottom section there opens up.
This comes off.
Oh my gosh, you got tokens, you got markers. Hey, yeah. So you got all kinds of cool
Storage
stuff.
space.
The whole shebang.
And it's customized too, because
Yes.
if you show that front symbol,
Emperor's Children, baby.
Emperor's Children.
Emperor's Children. I got some knights, and this is actually the color scheme of my knights too. So it looks super matchy and cool.
You
Super dope.
show them the felt dice box.
Oh, and right, the top
Oh.
folds open into a dice box itself. There you go. So Fraser, I expect
I'd have
clean,
sex with that felt
clean.
for sure.
We're not 10 minutes in yet. I don't know if you can say that.
To have sex is fine.
Save that for the OnlyFans. Jeez.
Yeah, it's super YouTube friendly. That's fine.
Yeah. I would absolutely have sex in that dice box.
Tree of
It's like-
Tales. I'm sure they're very happy for
It's
this
like when you want
promotion.
to feel the rug in your face, like, oh, this is good for that. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, if you-
It's felt.
yeah, when
if
my
you're
face
not,
is in the
yeah,
rug.
if you don't have a Warhammer army, you don't play Warhammer. That could be another use for a Tree of Tales box. It's for sex
for your-
specifically.
Fantastic.
For sex with cats.
Thank you to Tree of Tales for
And no
sponsoring.
drop to sponsor.
Yeah, we're screwed. Thank you for sponsoring us. We appreciate it. Everybody go buy a box. It's fantastic.
They're good.
Fraser, I expect clean tables from here on out. No dice anywhere except for in the box.
I didn't see a challenger.
Well,
card thing
and
in there.
10%. So what? $120. It's usually the cost for it. And
Yeah, somewhere around there.
give them 10%.
They're-
It's
yeah.
a huge deal, and it keeps the table organized.
Yeah, keeps everything nice.
And we've actually had some pretty complicated matches throughout the weekend, and having an organizational box is huge. Don't laugh
Agreed.
at that.
Agreed. Get in there and get a box for yourself.
Sure seemed to help.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like you said, over the weekend.
I'm gonna admit I got my ass kicked.
So going into the weekend, I think we were all anticipating, our two teams are anticipating facing each other at some point, almost guaranteed. We were really, really hoping on first day on Saturday that it wouldn't happen Saturday, so we could have like a proper kind of like big finale, personal showdown on day two.
You can't even think about it, or it's 100% going to happen.
It kind of was
Saturday.
inevitable. This was a big event. This was 16 teams, just under 100 players. I think the math comes out to 96. There you go, math. And but we were hoping again to face you guys on day two. We faced you the last game of day one, so game three.
And just to be devil's advocate here, I actually am kind of grateful for it, because I feel like having it that day, we can actually go out and have, hang out.
Sure.
And we're on a trip. We're
Could
in a
be
different
friends
city.
again.
We can be friends again.
again.
Because if we knew we were going to pair it in right at fucking 9 a.m.
Right.
on day two, we probably wouldn't have talked
Yeah.
or at all.
We wouldn't have gone to Olive Garden.
Yeah, fuck these guys.
We wouldn't have gone to Olive Garden. And
Oh, you guys went to Olive Garden.
Which
I
is
forgot.
probably why we
That's right.
lost, because Fraser was
Which
so
is-
slow the next
No,
day.
Which is Fraser's funniest quote ever. No, I'm sorry to interrupt. Hey, let's go get drunk. We're going to Olive Garden.
Dude, Olive Garden's the bomb.
They have Blue Moon on draft. They have some nice
Hell
cocktails.
yes,
I
dude.
don't know what else you need. But honestly, my worst mistake of the weekend was probably not like in game. It was probably having my tortellini the Sunday morning at like 7:30. I got to the table and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Like,
actual shit.
But I didn't want to put it on. This was around we were low on time,
Right.
so I didn't want to like switch it on my time and go to the bathroom. So I had to hold that. And it was not.
Good for you for doing that, though.
It was tough.
I bet a man
It's a
would.
feat of strength.
It was tough.
I was hurting. I had gas on day one too, actually.
Day one.
Yeah, that wasn't day
See,
two.
the thing is, I wasn't sure it was gas, so I just
You can't risk it.
I couldn't.
You can't
I
risk
couldn't.
it.
You're like, that's it. I'm switching to Death Guard.
Yeah. I just shit myself at the table. I can't leave. I'm low on time. I'm here to go.
I think there's actually something in the ITC code of conduct for shitting your
About
pants.
pooping your pants. There is.
It's an automatic
I think it's a
red card.
clock. Oh, I thought it was a clock rule.
I don't know.
It
should be.
You leaving just Nurgle's mark everywhere as you go. But yeah, let's go. Well, Dave, we'll start with that side of the table or the chair, the couch, whatever. What was your highlight from the weekend? There was lots of good games played.
Sure.
What was your highlight?
Playing Stu.
Yeah, Stu
Stu's
Angel.
game was awesome. I lost 14-6, but it was such a charitable game from doing things out of phase, just letting each other play by intent to the fullest extent while playing like a really despite playing by intent, still having a really tight competitive game of Warhammer that was very friendly and good spirited also.
And for those who don't know Stu is kind of a legend across Canada. He played on Team Canada at the WTC.
Still does.
Yeah, but he actually traveled for WTC, right?
Yeah, he was a coach.
That's right.
Because they cut to top 8, and then there's I guess like a varied amount that would go down and travel with them, and he was one of them. So
that's right. So extremely good player, came out and played on our team. Like good to say the least, and played GSC. So if like he knows what he's doing, but a person who can play GSC to that like high caliber, that's like a whole different kind of brain, right?
And considering it was a competitive game, it wasn't sweaty where we were like trying to nickel and dime each other.
Sure.
And he was still so fast, rolling all his dice, getting every activation out of his 20 units plus the 5 he brings back because of his cult ambush rule. It's like really good game.
What is it? 90 neophytes?
I think it's 120
110
models on the board plus accounting for
it's
stuff.
4 units of 20 plus characters, and then he brings back 5 of the small units.
Right. Crazy.
Yeah.
He's a machine.
He was my
Absolute
favorite game at Hammer Time when we went to Kelowna.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Dope.
It was,
shout out. Obviously, we're singing his praise, but shout out to Stu. Fantastic work.
I also had a good game with Jonah, so that was good.
With who?
Jonah.
Oh, Jonah. Yeah, Jonah's great too. Jonah's super nice. Love Jonah up at Edmonton. Mr. Fraser, highlight of the event. What tickled your pickle?
I'm not gonna get too deep into it.
Get deep.
Dog stomping.
It was just like obviously like
beating Cass the way you beat
Cass and I getting to play games is always fun, which is nice. But I think it was just like our pairing specifically because like me and Adam put in and some of the rest, but we like sat down and we nailed in like the team comp that we specifically wanted to like deal with you guys.
Hunt us down, yeah.
And things went like even better than we expected it to in that avenue because we pinned like exactly who we planned to, and then like the rest of the pairings worked out like exactly how we wanted.
Notably, sorry to interrupt, you dodged our game, by the way. They defended World Leaders. We threw Cass and me at him, and you dodged me.
That was my decision.
After talking, was that your decision?
Well, if you throw me and you and him, he takes me.
100%.
Coward.
Yeah, it's
Coward.
20-0.
Well, because I can 20-0 Ben, but one of my teammates should also be 20-0 Ben. No.
Oh, I see.
No.
Just easy across the board.
No, because basically, because you guys, because before the event, we know that you guys play like pretty specific armies.
Sure.
So we knew basically what your team comp was going to be before the event. But the thing about our team is we had like a lot of options for each of us to pick from.
Sure.
So basically, my lecture to everybody was, I'm going to take World Leaders with 2 Maulers to make sure they do not put Knights or Jake into me, and then everybody else I need you to be able to deal with either Ben or Jake.
Yeah, those 2, yeah.
And that was the whole shtick. And it was I will deal with whoever they put into me. Hopefully it's either like Cass or Stu, because Cass or Stu dropping somewhere else in the pairings like on our team is like dangerous.
Could be disastrous, right? Sure.
So that was the plan, and then it
worked out.
It worked out. And like I've admitted before, like it was definitely. I was like, no. I can bring Fraser to a 10. But no one else wanted to face your World Leaders. Nobody did.
Everybody kept telling me I have a great pairing into the World Leaders matchup, but I didn't trust it.
But you have at least.
But I was willing to go. 100 for sure. Yeah,
live and die by the Lancer 4-up.
That's it, right? 100%. And the fucking Atropos 5-up, right? Honestly, but just both of them.
So I mean, ultimately, I think the mistake really is not pinning you. So pinning you with Chaos Demons and Ben with Imperial Knights, I think was.
But
the correct
I think
decision.
we defended Jake though, so
and that was also
we that could have been a mistake.
Well, defending
sure.
Jake because we didn't necessarily our best answers to Jake were me, and I was already down, and
Me,
David's
and
anti-chaos and Adam. So the fact that I went down already, and then Jake immediately went down, and we could pin him with like Adam.
We gave you the pin.
Yeah, which was like mint.
We gave you a blue.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah.
I think if you hadn't put Jake down, it made the pairings a lot more cumbersome for us.
When you guys practice, what was the worst scenario as our first defender for you?
If you remember.
We don't remember.
I don't remember.
I imagine
I remember we ran through a few. But
I thought.
I think it's probably Stu because you're defending with him.
I thought logistically it was either going to be Stu or Mark.
Yeah,
I thought had like the best
Mark,
general games.
Yeah.
Because
I think we ran Mark.
I probably wouldn't have picked the mirror
We
either.
did Mark day 2. all day.
Is out. Well, but I mean, I think we ran the scenario where we defended into them with Mark. I think we decided against it, but
We never ran a scenario that we defended not with Jake.
against these guys,
Yeah.
I thought we. You might be right, and the reason is because we were playing on WTC terrain, and
He
Jake
really wanted
super
board.
super needed
Yeah,
board
yeah.
with his big fat guos, so we kind of were locked into that a few times, but it is
Yeah.
what it is.
And it's for the viewers too. Like, when you're on a team, if there is a member that wants, certain things, like having Jake, he had 3 Guos, essentially Rodriguez is the third, and he really wants board state on WTC because if he goes in as attacking, wow. What's going to happen is that the defender is going to just choose a board state for him and just move block the fuck out of him.
There were boards in that WTC format where he literally could not put his guos into the middle. Like
It's also his
they could
blood
touch like
crushers
the
too,
edge
because they can't move.
blood
through
crushers
walls,
too. Yeah,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
But there was a couple with the crates in the middle that he literally could not move in the middle. He would get stuck right on the edge.
But I guess in hindsight, though, like him as a second defender is probably fine because you're probably not gonna get like your not heavy board, but you're gonna get your mid to light board,
Right.
and you can utilize the rest of your teammates to take away those heavy boards so he can actually get in.
Yeah. No, totally fair.
It doesn't matter.
Hindsight is 2020. So your highlight was smashing cast on the ground, and you're the plan working, and then
I think it was more being able to bring together a team that hadn't really got to practice together at all with some players that like weren't as strong, but they're very cooperative, and we were putting together like the team comp and like the general idea, and just watching that like come together was fun for me.
I encourage everyone to, if you can see it, look at BCP Western Team Championships and look at their team comp. Because it's exactly why teams is awesome. Those lists do not exist in singles at all. They're complete team, and that is so cool about teams though. Because like, who the fuck brings 60 Calabite warriors on a Dark Elder team?
In like 10
wild.
boats. Yeah.
Like nobody does that, and that's the cool thing about teams that you can skew.
Yeah.
And it look what happened.
Yeah.
look what happened.
We choked. No.
Well, I mean, we won.
We won't get
won.
into the nitty gritty. You guys went undefeated day 1 and then tied both your games on day 2. So that that threw all the rankings
won
into
both of them, but it was within like the bracket to tie that.
Right. Oh, okay. I didn't know that actually. That you actually
And
statistically.
how did you get to third? Like 2 battle points down, or
Yeah. So basically, because we were kind of compensating for like some players that were getting like a couple lower scores.
Sure.
Whereas like other teams were consistently putting up like you guys were just dumpstering people.
Yeah.
Trident and had like a pretty like 6-man like strong like practiced roster. We had a couple guys that hadn't played in a little bit. So we were just kind of sneaking through like even when we should be like 120 owing teams, like respectful, like it was still like kind of a game within like 20 or 30 differential points. So we just didn't have the diff points to be able to like afford
stick to the top,
tying with other people,
right?
Like game point wise.
We were really hoping to get some pairing RNG, and that maybe you guys got Trident Gold because you managed to dodge them a little bit.
Yeah, no, we dodged them the whole weekend.
No, a little bit. We didn't play them at all.
We didn't play them at all.
Oh yeah, because after our game, you guys went into the
Thank God.
the
I thought
Yeah.
we had to go into them in the last round, but apparently the pairing structure the way it was, we didn't.
might have paired into weapons of.
Cash reduction.
I think it
Fantastic
was
name.
it was kind of like a coin flip whether we faced them or you faced them.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we got the bad coin flip.
Because it all depends how BCP or how they set up on the back end for how ties count.
Yeah.
Because it just makes them go kind of wonky. But sweet, Cass, what was your highlight? Not getting stomped by Fraser, I assume.
Actually, that was my favorite game. Funny enough.
Oh, you guys.
We actually played a really tight game. I made a pretty aggressive drastic mistake, and this is where like I didn't know where our differential was at the time, and I just played it exactly wrong. And for the most part, though, I think our game was pretty good. Like I thought, normally I would give boxes. I didn't. I thought there was some good trades, and then things just didn't happen my way, and it is what it is. And Fraser absolutely capitalized on it. Like he's like, oh. This is wrong. You're done. and he just like he went full force. I think turn 3.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that I think there was one point in turn 3 where like I could maybe make the diff better.
Yeah.
And it just did not happen.
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
Oh, word.
Oh, the exact on a spectrum of what would be worse. It was this. It was the
very
worst.
bad.
And no, you played an incredible game. So I can't. And this tournament has now opened my eyes to Death Guard and World Leaders matchup.
Oh,
Quite a fucking bit.
Sure.
Oh,
Quite
have
a
you played
fucking
it before?
A few times, but I usually win, but not to the caliber of the players I've been playing this weekend. Sure. And no credit to Mark's game was different or whatever, but it's something that I think World Leaders are the best arm in the game. Somebody else was talking to me like, hey Cass, what should I play?
Wow,
Try an open.
hot take alert! Holy crap!
And I was like, and he's like, I play these armies. I'm like, you play WE. It's the best army in the game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a bold statement.
Well, their overrep is pretty low,
Their
but
overrep is very low,
their win rate should be high. They play every rule all the time. Like whatever rule they want, they can just do it. Fight on death, sure.
Just to have all the
Sustain,
things.
sure. Lethal, sure.
Right.
What else you got? Advanced charge, sure.
What about
even before
shooting?
the event,
Sure.
I was gonna say
David and I were
shooting,
talking
but-
about how strong World Leaders were right now because we played our practice game and it was holy shit, World Leaders. And it's just they are unbelievable.
And what are you trading off? If you're trading off a couple spawn for board position, that's amazing. You can push with spawn, and they have to deal with it, and they're actually quite durable. And all of a sudden, you're in this weird spot where then they just trade for spawn, and you can just come in with a forge field on the side and done.
It's basically like Emperor's Children, except instead of having access to the entire board, you only have access to the middle objectives that you need to. But your units will kill the moon.
Right.
Basically.
Do you think
the volume is incredible?
If you guys think that, because I don't disagree necessarily, but if you think World Leaders are that good, is it the Knights matchups that are keeping them down in win rate, you think, right now? Is that the Achilles heel to them right now at the moment? Or
That's what Maulers are accustomed to. I think it's more World Leader players like themselves.
Right. The nails are biting.
Just because
they just can't help it.
Well, the way that the data sheets tell you that they should be played is very different from how World Leaders are played at top tables.
Gotcha.
And it's just playing against it or seeing when I was first learning the army, watching Anthony Vanilla or top level World Leaders players play, it was what is because I think the first time I ever saw World Leaders in 10th was the old Art of War RTT last year.
Yeah.
And he won it. And I looked and I was looking at all the board states. I'm like, how does his opponent win this game right now? And it was just such a simple process of moves, but it takes patience establishing an early primary, and then your bleed on death, and it just sets up the game perfectly where you get to make all the decisions based upon what you're doing.
You're rarely ever denying their first turn primary unless they give it to you. Unless they give it to you.
Yeah.
But then you're tying, and then all of a sudden they've now established a board state where you can now advance charge, or not even advance charge, just charge into them.
Well, we'll get into it when you start talking about the Knights leaks and stuff, but I think there's going to be kind of a similar thing happening with how fast Knights are now, is where similar to World Leaders, you threaten the Alpha Strike, and then everybody kind of respects it and backs up a little bit. That creates space, and then if they don't respect the Alpha Strike, then you just fucking smack them in the mouth, right?
Can we, before we do that, can we just comment on Double Berserker Squad and what the role is? Because I think most people actually get it wrong, where they think that Double Berserker Squad means charging this way, where I think Double Berserker Squad means the stage up in Rhino with Karn Squad goes first, and the second one comes in after.
So basically, the general game plan is, depending on what army you're playing, you either need your spawn or your jackals to clear a screen, and basically, and basically the job is you're using your army to either contest them or kill them off of their expansive in their first turn, if they went first, and just take them off of that primary. And then you're sat on yours with a super cheap unit or lone op or whatever, and it forces them to interact with that. And if they do anything except for literally walk up to it and kill it, then you're just going to sticky it. And then you start with a primary advantage, and then it lurches their army forward, and then you start trading with 8 bound or Forge Fiends or if your ingress threat. And then as soon as kind of the trash is gone, you can make an impact point with Karn or something somewhere in the army. Because they have a 17-inch basically move, depending on the advance, it'll be a 12 to 17-inch move,
or no move blocks.
Yeah. It's so basically your job is clear the move blocks, clear the trash, and then the Karn Squad can kill basically almost anything in the game. and then a 6-inch pile and consolidate. You can tag basically whatever you want. I don't mind losing a couple berserkers, and then just having that in the middle of the army with the blood surge, with like an Mauler Fiend or somewhere like something else on the board. Your opponent has to focus everything on clearing that off, and if they can't, then the next wave of Mo that just hopped in the Rhino that Karn hopped out of is just going to end the game.
Does it again. Yeah.
And if they do clear it off, then they're nowhere near that primary because they had to stay out of like blood surge range, and you're winning on points because this is turn 3, and they can't afford to get behind on points in turn 3 because you still have a 10-man blob with like Mo waiting. So it's a very
crazy. Yeah.
And most of the time they're actually trading with like a character heavy unit that Mo can just clean up.
Yeah.
Just snipe Mo.
Yeah. That Mo unit hanging back is terrifying.
Yeah. Well, cause it literally like it just chills. It just chills and like
just waits.
Like
You
depending.
used it to screen in our game.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, it's like my second Jackal squad, and then as soon as Karn goes out, it's like Mo's advancing Rhino. Now it's like locked and loaded for next turn.
Right. Yeah.
But then depending on how my opponent's set up, like I'll do like a berserker like slingshot move where I'll use like charge distance to like move closer to what I'm charging, but then put myself in pile in range of like something else and just like move the board. But that's just like knowing like movement of each individual model. But world leaders are incredibly strong right now.
I think this guy knows world leaders very well.
Well,
Fraser makes him sing. It's wild.
it's just about like it's not Alpha Strike Army.
No,
Right.
not at all.
Yeah.
And I think you just got to play its strengths, and its melee is its strength, so play to it.
Yeah.
But the fact that they can actually do shooting now is,
Forge Fiends are bomb.
Yeah, that feels
which
weird.
is the biggest bullshit of the
Yeah,
army.
they're
Because
so-
that's what I'm
they're
saying. Like,
so
they play
good.
every stage well,
Yeah.
every stage of the game,
so good.
Yeah.
Just,
and they're broken to me.
they're super good.
Well,
Just
Forge-
rip up plague.
Well,
Wings,
because
I'm
Forge
sure.
Fiends are like shotgun range, like 18 inches, which is reaches basically anywhere on the middle objective
Sure.
you needed to.
Sure.
And that just supports your melee being able to clean up whatever.
Well, like in our game, I would trap you into it, but it didn't matter because you could put the other one in, shoot that one off, and then shoot the other one
Yeah.
to get the rerolls, right? Like, and that's frustrating part about the army, right? So like,
tough.
I can trap you, but
Yeah.
can I?
No.
No,
Yeah.
No.
nah. And hey, it helps the Death Guard matchup for sure.
It's tough to play against.
Yeah.
It would be,
I would say it's a yellow to almost a blue for world leaders,
Yeah, like
Versus Death Guard?
or yellow green.
like Death Guard.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd like a second Jackal squad against Death Guard.
Sure.
Just because like them into Poxwalkers is like mint. Like that's the only thing that just like completely picks up. And then Jackals pick up Poxwalkers, then you have a 6-inch pile and consolidate active, and now they're on 2 middle objectives.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now play the game.
And you can double tag most of the time.
Yeah,
Can
why
you
not?
double bleed? You can't
No.
double
No,
bleed.
no
can
double
No,
you?
you just pick one.
No double bleeds.
But
This
but,
guy's just brewing over
but-
here,
but-
double jackal.
I mean, what?
Considered it.
but that means that either have to stand on both, or like because then you just like wherever they start shooting and they're not standing on or clearly
Yeah,
charging,
yeah.
then you just like pull the other way and then bleed on like the one they're not at.
Yep.
So it just forced them to play both objectives in the middle once you get like the 6-inch. Like earlier in the game, sustain and 6-inch pile and consolidate is like generally always the play unless I'm going to be in like range with a valuable unit, then it's fight on death.
Right.
But like
Right.
in our game, like I didn't even pop fight on death on those 8-bound because I didn't think you were gonna come through the wall. And then when you did, I was like, oh my god. Yeah, but we talked about that like basically immediately.
Immediate mistake.
Yeah,
There you go.
Very aggressive.
Sounds like a fantastic game.
it was a good game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And it just showed like make one mistake, done.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And-
At that level of play, that's how it happens. Yeah.
For sure, 100%.
For what
I'm
it's
a-
worth, sorry, go ahead.
I just remember watching WTC and like John Lennon getting 20 0'd, and all the commentators said like, I feel so bad for his next opponent. And I guess he went into Chaos Knights. It was done. It was like done round 3.
Just punch him up.
He fucking killed him.
Well, because the Emperor Soldier matchup, if you whiff on one of the knights,
Right.
you're like, oh no. Once you've committed like 4 units into
Yeah.
killing a knight, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh god.
And then nothing
Yeah,
happened.
and then it's just then it's bad.
Yeah, but good analysis there.
What
Yeah,
are you thinking
really good
about
analysis.
your? Because you tried a new sub faction.
Yeah, I was going to ask about,
you feeling about
Champions of Contagion because that was a kind of meta read. The role he wanted you to play. How'd that feel?
It's good for teams. I still find Plague Marines kind of like they're just killable in this meta. Like they're just like you at
Oh, yeah,
T6 or whatever. Like they don't trade up as easy, and hitting on fours with heavy plague weapons. You're not really going to spend a lot of resources like CP on overwatches or like on crits. You're not really going to be doing that to trade. So you're using it for the OC. And at 95 points, I think that's a little bit too much. And then with the Rhino tax on top of it, like you're shooting them out to try to trade and establish board position, but it doesn't do it exactly that you want
Doesn't do
to,
it good enough,
right?
yeah.
Because they move slow enough. And
Sure.
I think Champions is a good detachment, and it might be pretty good in the meta, like especially if Knights start dominating again, because crits on 5 everything is really good.
It's crazy.
But VV I think is the way to
strong,
go. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just it can combat both sides.
Mhm.
It's not going to be like 20 O's like I did with Knights, but it's going to be 15-5s or
Yeah, good win.
which is still a win. It's
Yeah,
just it's not going to be dominating. And
I just don't think you're in the dominating role, like on a team.
no,
with Death Guard.
for sure not.
right, but COC probably needs to play that role then.
Yeah.
But which is wrong because what you want the Death Guard role to be is to blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're trying to go for the attacker role, it can be awkward.
Sure.
And it can be awkward in pairings too. Like, do we first defend and hope they don't pin? Like,
Right.
There's very few things in the game that can pin, like Death Guard
Sure.
in general.
Very true. I was gonna say, who even is your pins? Like,
Aldari Guard.
sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Aldari Imperial Guard are the best pins
Yeah.
for Death
World leaders, whatever. Yeah.
Guard. Now we're like if you guys
Player dependent.
Sure. Of course.
if you guys
That's
pinned like
asterisk for
say
every
you
faction.
had an Aldari match and Imperial Guard or World Leaders pin me,
Yeah.
we'll be
Host.
fine. Yeah, for you.
Yeah. Good for them.
Which is nice because if you fall elsewhere in the matchups,
No, it's
you
fine.
just absolutely crank someone.
Oh, the Calabites. Hello. Schloop.
Oh shit! Tony's dead. He's pushed. He's pushed.
It's only round 2. What's happening here?
Yeah. Tony, why you stood at my table?
I just go up to your table. Your game doesn't matter.
Tim, you got it.
That's the real.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
real. That's the real power play.
And for sure. And I think that's where we came wrong in our pairings. And
Sure.
honestly, good on you guys because your team comp was perfect for us.
Oh yeah, it was rough.
Like you cooked.
Jerks.
Black Templars? Didn't realize.
Black
Oh, yeah.
Templars out of
Adam
nowhere.
on Templars.
Out of nowhere.
I'm surprised Mark didn't give you the rundown on that because you picking that for Jake was like, oh my
Bad.
God. Jesus,
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
Because Mark plays Templars, and I was like, there's no way they let us pin Jake with that knowledge on their team.
Oopsies. Oops. Oopsies.
Well,
Sorry, Jake.
I didn't know.
Well, we walked over to the
I had no
table
idea.
to set up for the game, and I looked at you. I was like, that was a mistake. And I like at their pairings.
I just said, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
We
no
did
idea.
see.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's
My highlight of the weekend.
Hey, what was your highlight of the weekend?
Enough of you two jerking each other off for a second.
Yeah.
Jesus
Hey, good
Christ.
job, man.
Good job, dude.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Do you want to switch spots over there? You wanna get on the couch? I had a really, really pleasant game. I played him once before, as long ago. Last game into Scott from, that was what, Trident Iron, I think was their team.
Tunnel Nids.
Tunnel Nids.
Yes.
Super nice guy. He's always in the running for like best painted too. So he's got the one with the little like the fuzzy
hairs
tufts coming out of
yeah.
the vents on the Nids and stuff like that. Super anti-vehicle list, and I'm also very like Tunnel Nids is also very good just generally. But he had 2 Trinifexes. He had the Hive Guard with like the anti-vehicle 2-up guns and stuff. And I remember there was a choice of me or Mark's World Leaders going into him. And we looked at Mark because probably on paper a better matchup, but Mark was like not super confident. And I'm like, I've played a bunch of Tunnel Nids. I'll just play it slow. I'll play it chill, play it smart.
And sorry to interrupt. Thank God for that because that was the decision I had to make.
Sure.
Where like I could have chose the other way,
Yeah.
and I chose this way only based on player confidence. Like,
100%.
This is when I started playing the player as opposed to playing the matchups.
Yeah.
And that was I was a little nervous. I'll be honest, and I was like, oh fuck, I think I paired wrong again. And then it turned out okay because playing the player's confidence
Yep.
into a certain matchup is always the right thing to do.
Oh,
Because
it's
if they feel like they can win a matchup, even if it's like 12-8, doesn't matter. But if they can win it, that's the best move you can do as a captain.
I was never going to open that game up. That was never going to be a 15-5 to me. But
Sure.
we had good pairings elsewhere. That actually opened our pairings up quite a bit elsewhere.
It did. Yeah.
And you guys, they were like, both you and Stu were like, just make it close. 10-10's great. Do that. And I'm like, hey, nice and slow. I don't think my Atropost crossed the mid-board line until like turn 3.
Your
Super.
first or your second one?
Either of them.
Oh,
Either
Which
of
one
them.
of your 3 attributes? That is completely off
And
meta
Canis.
list.
No. So that was it. We were on the board where there's like the Thunderdome in the middle with the 2 big ruins blocking it. We both literally hid all of our melee attackers on either side of the wall, but neither of us can like get the other, so we just kind of had a stalemate. I went second on Scorched Earth, which was huge. That means I can just go slow this shit right down.
And do you reserve your Calidus like kind of very sparingly and then go for the?
Oh, so Calidus is clutch on a list that has 7 models. Calidus is like the queen of secondaries and everything. You protect that little baby as best you can. But I actually reserved Canis in that game because Canis rapid ingressing for free is a cheeky maneuver that not a lot of people are kind of looking out for. So, but anyway, Scott was a fantastic opponent with a super, super deadly to me list, and we both played like this very delicate game, like turn 1, 2, and 3, like don't show too much and kind of like counter what you show and stuff like that. And then eventually, when it kicked off in the middle, his stuff all exploded in the middle, killed half of his stuff. It was the great game ever. It was one of my funnest games ever. Super, super nice guy, and I won it. It was super tight. It was 11-9 or something like that. I pulled.
We got
a
11-9.
point.
Yeah.
So super, super fun game. Thank you, Scott, for the game. Absolute pleasure to play with. That was my highlight. And then we won the whole tournament. That was sweet. That was dope. I remember we were sitting there after
this trophy
right here. I remember we were sitting around afterwards when all our games were done. We were waiting on, I think, you guys to finish up and like submit scores. And we're like, if they tie, do we win or do we come fourth? Because there was scores weren't in yet.
It's a 4-way tie.
It's a 4-way tie?
Like
for second?
There were 4 teams that
Right.
had the same number of like wins.
Right, 3 wins, 2 ties.
Yes.
Right.
So you guys had 4 wins. We
4
effectively
wins, one
had
affected loss.
4 wins because we had 3 wins and 2 draws.
That's why we won, though.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
You
super,
guys
super
won on
fun
that.
weekend.
But on victory points for like if you say like 3 points is a win,
Yeah.
we're the same. But the fact that we
You
had a
had more
straight up
battle
win.
points, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Battle point.
And that's big in tournaments as well when there's going to be multiple undefeated. Having
sure.
players that are able to push diff against weaker opponents is important because
For sure.
because if you're going into a matchup that like should be a grand slam on paper and you're only putting up like 11-12,
Yeah, that hurts.
it does hurt.
I know that was the joke all weekend is that I couldn't get a 20. You guys were smashing like our first round. Everybody on our team got a 20 and I got a 16 and I was like, oh, Ben sucks. I'm like, oh, so me. I got 119 though, so that was my closest to a 20. That's all I got. Sorry.
I got
Sorry,
19.
Going into a
Reverse
game and getting
19.
20, 16 is diabolical.
Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough first round for them.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Cool. Yeah, that was the weekend. Very fun tournament. Very fun event. Again, thank you to the organizers and the judges out
Tyler,
there.
Riley,
Yeah.
and
Zach.
Zach.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very good event. Quick.
They were awesome. I had a lot of melee matchups
You did.
in this entire tournament, and they were always there.
And you had a lot of fights
They're always
first.
there for you.
A lot of fight first, and a lot of like, hey, is that charge? I remember, and I guess we're past 10 minutes now, so I can say.
Yeah, you can say
I
what you
remember I had a TO called up, and he measured it like you were 1 pubic hair off of your charge, sir. Like to the opponent, you don't make your charge. I was like, oh, thank God.
Thanks, Judge.
Pubic hairs. It was good. It was good. It was awesome. Good venue.
That we not burned. We spent a lot of time on a very cool event. So I want to get quickly into the Imperial Knights leaks.
Yeah.
I think that's what people might want to hear about. The juice. Cass and Fraser, have you guys looked at the leaks at all? Do you know what's going on?
So I'll repeat what I said in the chat.
Yeah.
I only know the sound they make when they die.
I watched a little bit of the Art of War discussion with Brian Jones, and he said that there was a lot of good options, and then I think I started watching something else.
You'll find out.
But no, 'cause I like Brian Jones a lot. Like I think.
Brian Jones is solid.
Yeah,
You played against
I played him. Like I think Brian Jones is an awesome dude. So
Yeah, super cool.
I checked in just to get the little view count up for Brian Jones, and then I was not interested in Knights, so I just
hit him with a like and get out of there.
Well, David, what do you like about the new Knights?
I like that they can go like
Very fast.
very, very fast and give your opponent some tough options. I don't know if I played Knights, I'd played that detachment, but it's a cool option. Yeah.
The general feel of the codex, again, it's not even out yet. This will take some time to test and see where we're at. The general idea is we've lost a lot of durability, so no more 6-up Feel No Pain. There's one strat in one detachment that gives it to you for one phase. So otherwise, it's gone. And certainly no 5-up Feel No Pain anymore.
No rotate in every detachment.
There's one detachment has rotate.
Yes.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
So we've lost a ton of durability. We've gained a ton.
You had a ton of durability.
We've
gone.
Your toughness 11.
A lot of it's gone. A lot of it's gone. We've gained a lot of speed.
1 million wounds.
We're a lot faster. Way faster than you think.
A lot shootier and
a lot shootier,
too.
a lot fightier.
To be honest, your speed didn't matter because GW lets you move through everything for some reason. So like, it's incredibly hard to move block anyway. So if you're just like less durable, I'm actually completely fine.
But it's even harder to move block now because before you could move block. Okay, you move whatever 10 inches. Yeah. Now I move 22 inches.
Yeah,
that's a lot. It's a lot harder to move block.
I will stand by the fact that I think the Knights are the easiest army in the game to play, and it's frustrating.
How rude.
It's frustrating that they can just like run through like tall terrain, where it's like that used to be like a consequence of playing an army like that. Is if you were a player that knew how to like move block and stuff, like it could be consequential for the Knights. But it's just like them taking that out of the game is like, okay, now they're just like they like it's hard. Every army's hard to play to like a very high standard.
Sure.
But like they're pretty easy to like plug and play.
Very true. I will say to that effect, when they made that change about us big knights going through walls, completely changed how you played the army. Like it was a monumental shift from, I think we've mentioned it on the podcast before, but that one was it the Rocky Mountain Classic or whatever it was when we played at
Rumble in the Rockies.
Rumble in the Rockies. Thank you. When that was before the going through walls change had happened, and I literally went on the podcast and said, I'm not playing knights anymore. It was really bad because it sucked so bad getting trapped 1,000 times all weekend. And it opened it up a lot. But I get where you're coming from. It's tough to block. It's gonna be even tougher now. Let's go over a couple. I think two major detachments out of the 4. Technically, there's 5. But
and then we can get into questions after, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There technically is 5 detachments. The 5th would be the Grotmus detachment, the
it's bad.
Questor Forge Pact. As much as you love your Knights and Admech,
it's not good.
It's not good. I mean, there's people who are doing their best to make it work.
Is it like Lancer Admech kind of thing?
Nope. Lancer Admech.
It's like healing knights that don't do damage.
That's stupid.
It has the only pseudo Overwatch. Cool. the only pseudo Overwatch that Knights have access to, which is kind of interesting, but it's overwatching with a single weapon. Not the whole night, so it's like, okay, cool.
Oh, wow, you get Overwatch.
Yeah, still hitting on 6s.
You shoot heavy stubber every time.
You use the flame. There's a good flamer on the Valiant, and you use that. But it's just, there's people who are doing their best to make it work. It's just not, it's definitely not up there. It's definitely the 5th of the 5. I don't think we'll highlight them, but there's 4 total. There is it's called Spearhead. It's called something Spearhead. Man-at-Arms Spearhead or something like that. It's the Armiger detachment. Very, very strong. Notably, the horror kind of scenario of 6 knights with -1 damage is not a thing. You'll be happy to know.
So
can't do that.
Is the Armiger attachment, does it give them -1?
No, no. So sorry, say again.
Armiger detachment, is that a data sheet for -1 damage?
No, that's so the new knight model, the Knight Defender, his bondsman ability is -1 damage. So it used to be on the Knight Warden. They've taken it off the Knight Warden, given it to the cool new model. So he has -1 damage, but in the Armiger detachment, you can give out your bondsman. What is going on over there? You guys good?
I just give him a look of dad. I give him the dad look. The dad stop fucking
Shut
around.
Hey, stop messing around over there.
Shut up, your mom's talking.
We're trying to talk about Knights.
In the Armiger detachment, you can give out your bondsman ability to 3 baby knights. So you can have 3 knights, 3 Armigers at -1 damage. But there's a rider in there that if you've used that bondsman ability already, you can't give it out to 3.
You can still give it out to 1.
You can give it out to 1.
4 if
you could
take
have 4.
2
Yeah, if you take
defenders.
2, maybe you could take 3 defenders and get it to 5. But I don't think the points work out. But that would be stupid. Yeah. So that one is, I think, maybe the 4th-ish. The third place in my mind would probably be the one that was previewed, actually, not leaked. The defensive line one.
That's the last one for me. But
you think so?
Yeah.
It could be either way, but not under Questor Forge Pact though.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So fourth-ish.
Yes.
The 2 who I think are going to be the big dogs is what? You guys good over here?
He's breathing so heavily. Get this guy like a CPAP machine.
A week after.
I told him he had a wake.
You guys ever see like the Fantastic Four video when like that one guy that played Eddie in Stranger Things just kept looking at the one dude and just kept looking at him and just making him laugh? That's what Fraser's doing to me right now.
You can't. All I hear is like,
all he's doing is just looking at me.
And then I told him he had like awake apnea and needed a CPAP machine for our next episode.
I'm trying to pay attention.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, lock in.
I'm surrounded by children. Okay, we're talking very seriously about the new codex, and I'm gonna jam this codex down your guys' throats. So you better pay attention. Okay.
I feel like a defender here.
Yeah.
There's two that
You're
I
not
think
being very nice to me right now.
there's two detachments that I think you guys are going to see the most of, certainly right off the hop. I don't know the names off the top of my head. It's Valor Strike, something, and then Questor's Companions. Why don't you run us through? Do you know the Valor Strike? How it works?
Yeah. So your army rule is pick one of 3 buffs.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
or
going back to
pick
the
one
army
of
rule.
3
Sure.
deeds, right?
Yeah.
And when you take Valor Strike, you're going to pick the extra move rule. So I believe it's +2 to move and +1 to advances
And charge.
and charge.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Triumph.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Now, the detachment rule is you get assault and you get +2 to advance. Is that right?
So the detachment rule is everything gets assault and re-roll advances.
Reroll advances.
There's
That's
a
right.
strat
That's
to
right.
give.
I'll get to that.
Yeah.
strat.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. And then the strat is 2 CP, but you'll bring Canis, so you can do your turn 1 combo to give +2 move and advance on
And charge.
not
So
any.
move
you're
and
at
advance, yeah.
+4 move.
We'll get there.
Okay.
And you can basically put it on 3 knights. You pick, I believe you put it on a point on the battlefield.
Yeah.
9 inches, and within a 9-inch radius of that point, you can affect 3 knights, and all those 3 knights get +2 to move and advance. So just looking at Canis, who has a 10-inch move, he will have +2 from the army roll. He will have re-rolling advances as well, +2 from the stratagem, and +2 to advance. So he will be effectively
Jeez, what's the max?
17. He will be
He
seven.
can
he
move
will
up
be
to 22.
If you roll a 6.
He can move up to 22 with a max advance.
Correct.
17
22 with max.
plus advance. 17 plus advance.
That is 16.
Well, so hold on. It's
No.
10 just base. It's
Yep.
10 plus 2
plus 2
plus 2, so
plus
14 plus 3 more in there.
Yes,
So
17.
17 plus advance.
Correct.
So 23.
23
Sure.
max.
Sure.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have 4 bigs
Yeah.
on the line behind terrain, ideally staged. If you go first and the terrain, you'll pre-measure. Make sure if you get X advance, you can touch the back midfield piece of terrain to see through it.
Yeah.
You will go first, and you will see your opponent's entire army with 4 big knights. You will shoot as best as you can. You will strike first with 4 big knights, and then you'll say to your opponent, okay, now try and kill 4 big knights after I've removed a bunch
With
of
heroic,
stuff.
too.
Yes.
Well, there's no charging.
There's
this
no
is all, This is
charging.
all
No,
just
no,
shooting.
but if they try to shoot charge, you have heroic.
Oh, sure. You could have the big knights in place to kind of defend each other a
Well,
little bit.
it's funny
Sure.
because with
Holy fuck.
like 20 inches of potential movement, you can touch like from behind, like in your like layout 1. There's like
Yep.
that big middle L.
Yep.
From behind the middle L, you can get out, and then you can touch your opponent's middle
Yes.
V.
Correct.
And see your opponent's entire army. So basically, you get an alpha strike,
Yeah.
and then your opponent has to respond by killing, 2 of them?
it's still
which
probably the wrong move, depending on how they deploy
It
it.
totally depends.
It totally depends. And it depends what you've brought also, because if you have some great shooting platforms that you can pull that off with and get 4 knights shooting at choice targets on turn 1, you're probably going to take it. Because you're also going to have armigers cutting flanks, getting angles that also have bonuses to movement. If you can activate your entire army on turn 1, that's probably going to be the play.
So can I ask, with Super Heavy Walker going through buildings, do you have to take a battle shock every time you go through a building, or is it just once?
Just once. Just at
So
the at the end of that.
if you
movement.
pass the first one and then you make through the second one, whatever.
you
What?
You don't
doesn't
take
matter.
a battle shock.
and it's
you
not
just
battle
roll
shock.
a dice.
Technically, it's
Sorry,
not a real battle
you know
shock.
what I mean?
But
Like,
chance to be battle shock. But
like
notably,
the D6 if you rolled a 1.
correct.
You wouldn't do it twice if you went
No.
through 2.
No, just at the end of the movement, you just roll once. And notably, Canis, while he lost some hitting power because he doesn't crit on 5s anymore, he once per game can unbattle shock somebody. So if one of your knights got battle shocked on the way over there, he'd be like, "No, you're good."
That's right.
So he's still good.
He is still good. He's definitely not as good as he used to be because he's not like your, spiking, going crazy, doing a million damage guy anymore. But he makes a lot of key combos work well because anything that targets multiple models, right, like the strat, If it targets Canis, it's at -1. So this activates stuff on turn 1.
So you can do the combo on turn 1.
Right. Because it does cost 2 base.
And the movement we gave 17 inches is on Canis. If you were to bring an Atropos, you get
That's 2
19
more.
inches.
Yeah.
Lancer, if you brought it,
For
you
some
wouldn't
reason.
bring a Lancer, but you could just not.
I've seen people kind of working with a Lancer in Valor Strike for giving a Warglaive advanced shoot and charge.
Yeah.
Because it's also moving 12 inches, and that's kind of crazy.
The only saving grace is that points went up. The entire meta's used to just like having knights just shoved down their throat.
Sure.
Templars are a thing now. And also Dracarys coming out, who have a notorious amount of Haywire and Strength 12 Dark Lances.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be like, oh, you want to do this.
It's an arms race.
You want to do this cool, super uninteractive move? Well, my entire army is going to be in my back middle L, which you cannot get into.
It's a very good point.
And then I'm just going to like pick you up.
Yeah.
This is kind of what I was saying before with maybe not current world leaders, but like kind of old world leaders. It felt like you had to respect the Alpha Strike and back the fuck up. But people are going to have to do the same against Knights now. They have to back the fuck up. They can't play on the line anymore. Because if they go first in Valor Strike, you just lose half your army on turn
Well,
1.
the nice thing is you can still play on the line with the scouting units that you would want to do early secondaries, because if they're moving a knight 22 inches, then you just have a knight.
Yeah, and there's definitely counterplay. You can move block with scouts and
infiltrate units. I wanted to touch on that because I think the biggest hurdle for the new, and I'll get into the Questoris companions as well, a list that I'm kind of working on. Questoris companions. Infiltrating units, turn everything we just said, kind of turn it off, because because we can move through the units, but you would just put them in a line in front of your
now you have
terrain.
the spot they would land.
Correct.
Yeah. Now you have to play with normal Game of Warhammer.
Well, no, we don't, because there is a unit that has kind of been slept on, but amongst Knights circles has been kind of growing in popularity even before this. Have you guys ever heard of the Rogue Trader Entourage?
Is this a unit with like infiltrate?
Yeah.
Is that the one that had, like,
you're
the
just going to
dogs
hope to deploy
inside?
first?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is.
There's like a lot of 50-50s going on with this guy's army list ideas.
The way you play it is you attach the Rogue Trader Entourage, which is only 4 units, four models, I should say, to a unit of Navy Breachers, I believe they're called, which is 10, and you have an infiltrating unit that just spreads across the entire midboard, and then they can redeploy. Exactly, they can redeploy. So,
but that happens before you know who's going first.
That's true. That's fine. But I've already blocked your infiltrates at that point, right? So
it's your first thing that you lay out, and
Lay
then
it
you
out.
actually can block potential scouts too.
correct. Well, you could leave them there. You could leave
But if
them
you
there.
go first, right?
Sure.
Like,
So if your opponent deploys first, you should have this useless unit that wasn't
So-
getting brought for a reason.
Sure, but so let's just put it in like context. Like most people are going to have maybe 2 5-man infiltrating units, right? Even if your opponent deploys first. Well, sorry, Poxwalker man over here has 3, but sure, most people
That's my guy. Right
have
there.
like maybe 0
Put some
or
respect on
2.
his name.
Okay, so you're gonna get to deploy one of your Pox.
dumb if you don't.
You're gonna get to, you're gonna get to
I did it this weekend.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
you're going to get to deploy one of your Poxwalker units, right? If you win the roll-off, obviously. If you don't, then I do whatever I want with my infiltrators. So you're going to get to block off one section of the board. The other section of the board, you're going to have to decide that's the section that I get to do my cool thing on, and then you have to respect it and back up. So
which will be the 12-inch part of tipping point.
So as opposed to like people bringing a lot of anti-tank options, I think the actual counterplay to Knights going forward after the Codex is going to be bringing infiltrators. I think you're going to see a butt ton of infiltrators.
You have a
to
lot of
stop
uppy
it.
downy.
No uppy downy.
So
Zero uppy downy.
So what you're saying is you think Knights are going to go completely in this Alpha Strike way.
I think
That's one way.
I think having the Alpha Strike option on the table creates space.
And this is only in this one detachment. You
No.
have that option.
No. Well, that's the strongest one for sure. It's the strongest one.
But you have bonus movement in other detachments too.
There's no other detachment that's going to let you do this
Quite
turn
that.
one.
For sure. Now, there's also, just to get into it real quick, the Questoris companions. You made me nervous about saying it now. I don't know what I'm saying. That one I actually like a lot. It is I guess if there's a 1-for-1 comparison, it's the Lords of Dread, effectively, of Knights.
You have OC5? Sticky?
So they have OC5 sticky. It's worded super, super weird, and there's a lot of like conversation about how that works exactly, but I won't get into it because it's complicated. It doesn't specifically say that this stays under your control at OC5. It's worded differently than Lords of Dread. Some people are arguing that was on purpose to kind of like nerf it. Some people are saying it was just kind of like an error. We'll get an FAQ, I'm sure, soon. But this is kind of the Big Knights one, but it's also notably the only one where Big Knights can fall back, shoot and charge, and advance and charge. So a lot of movement. So not quite as fast and shooting, like maybe not as quite a big of an Alpha Strike, but staging a Lancer and getting advance and charge on it is going to be huge. Gonna be very, very
Do
big. For
Lancers
them.
keep their 4-up pinball?
Yeah, they should do.
They suck.
Dude,
What do you mean they suck?
4-up
Yeah,
pinballs.
Actually-
4-up pinballs on models with like more than 20 wins.
Yeah,
Just
like,
not
why do you
exist.
even roll?
Listen,
fours?
according to the Art of War tier list, they're like B tier.
I know, which is so annoying because you're
It
just
should
gonna
be
roll
C.
4s.
No. The tier list is not based on how much you dislike playing against it.
No, if you roll,
no, it's not.
if you
I don't
roll,
care about them.
If you roll 90% 4-ups, I guarantee you it's S tier because there's literally nothing I can do about that.
So the Questor,
It's like demonic saves. Oh wait, you didn't play
demon
9. Oh yeah, you
save.
played 9.
3-up pinballs.
Yes, yeah, I did. Yeah.
the
Do you know what
Quest.
demonic saves are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are they
You
specifically?
know what demon saves are? The Questor's companions, otherwise known as the battle buddies, is the detachment rule is basically so like David was mentioning before.
You just trying to
Dave-
coin that?
Yeah, I'm quoting it right now. I invented it just
Is
now.
that like a previous thing, or are you trying to get like a?
In Knights
like some
circles, that's
credit
what we
and-
call it, is battle buddies.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. So the Knights army rule, as David mentioned, is kind of separate now, right? So before it was like, here's your oath, go do your oath, and then you get the buff. Ours, we have 3 options of things to do and 3 buffs we can give ourselves. And you get those immediately, and then once you get honored, now just getting honored means you get 2 CP and some strats and some other abilities get better. That's basically all it is. So honored is easier to do, but it doesn't matter as much. That's basically the breakdown. Battle buddies, you can, every time you finish your oath, you can go pick a new one. So if I wanted to start with the reroll 1 hit and 1 wound kind of buff, once I finish that quest, I can go on a new quest, I get a new buff. So there's a lot of play of like picking something I can.
They don't pile on each other.
They do. They stack.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So like I get that buff, and then once I get a new one, I get another buff. So
Is that the detachments? That's the best one, or
I think Valor Strike out of the box is probably the best one, just because it's so fast and hits so hard.
It's the only one with rotate also.
Also,
But
only
you,
rotate.
you can
Okay,
build your
yeah.
list around rotate and just take like,
Just take
the
Lancers.
defender, the
Just take Lancers,
lancers.
yeah.
There's no way a Knight player is capable of playing without rotate.
Well, we're gonna
It's
see.
it's a big kneecap.
I have an armager here. I'm just gonna rotate.
Nope.
Rotate. So no more rotate. So yeah, Questor companions. So you're bringing lists I've seen are pretty much like 4 bigs, 1 Helverin. I think the Rogue Trader entourage is probably gonna be good here, and then like some little allies and stuff. So very, very fast, hits very hard, advance and charge. And the biggest, like aside from being screened movement wise, the biggest downfall to Knights is not being able to fall back and do stuff. And notably, we can fall back through walls. So being able to fall back through your models, and then shoot and charge is going to be
It
a
is
huge
2
deal.
CP, but it's still very good.
It could be
One
one though
CP
with
with
Canis.
Canis.
Could be one with
Yes,
Canis,
just
correct.
with Canis.
I said it
This
first.
army sounds incredibly difficult to play.
We are running short on time, so should we go into questions?
Let's
And-
get into questions.
Yeah, I did.
We didn't need that part. Yeah, we didn't
Take
need
the
that.
legs out
we,
of you
we
from
didn't,
your,
we didn't need that
Knight.
little.
Guys,
that
watch out for
little-
Knights. I'm trying to give you a heads up, and you keep mocking me. It's fine.
No, I'm talking about that little.
We should get into questions.
Thing you decided to add on.
And
Questions.
maybe we should do like after the weekend of playing, we should do a night focus.
We'll probably have one anyway. Yeah,
We'll do a faction focus. We just did a like mini faction focus.
I won't be
just
there
now.
for that.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys can
No, me and you won't be there. Just like saying we kill him.
These guys
We'll,
suck.
we'll literally.
Oh,
Knights
you have
suck.
lethal to
No,
start.
no, we'll be at Bill's down the road and we'll show up halfway through just absolutely hammered. Just start making fun of Knight players.
That's fine. Make fun as much
All
as you
right,
want.
what is your favorite, most interesting attachment from the codex, and which do you think will land as the most competitive viable?
Who was asking this?
This is Sarah.
So my favorite out of the box, I'm excited to play Questoris Companions. I like this to be fun.
Yeah, so you want the movement.
But I also think so the Valor Strike, the crazy advance and like Alpha Strike craziness is going to 100% get nerfed at some point somehow. So it's one of those situations where I'm gonna play the slightly less good one and just get good with that, and then that won't get nerfed, and then I'll be the best.
Valor Strike is also going to be miserable to play against.
For sure.
Your opponent's not going to have fun playing that against it.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So I want battle buddies. I want big knights because I used to be an armager stan. I used to be run a billion armagers.
Yeah.
But over the past whatever it's been 2 months, playing like 4-ish big knights has been a lot of fun, and I've kind of got it down pat. So I'm excited to keep going.
Okay, so Chris asked, how do you determine a good mix of armies to bring to a team event?
Can I answer this?
No, you may not. Go ahead.
So okay. For the first thing is like how many players. But I think really what you want to do is have an equal ability to have blunters, which are players that can at least tie a score, slightly lose, or slightly win. And then you want to have aggressors, which are like the guys who can like, hey, I need you to reliably just crush this person.
Yeah. And
then you need stat checks.
Sure.
So when we built our team for Western Canadian Championships, we had 2-2-2-2 in mind. So like it was 33% everything. So we had 2 blunters, which was me and Stu. I played Death Guard, and then Stu played GST. The next one was 2 stat checks, which was Ben and Jake.
Check this stat.
Because they just played like really big idiots that could like
Big idiot.
blunt
Big, dumb, and slow.
blunt the dice. And then we
Yeah.
actually had 2 heavy hitters that could just make the differential, or when we're all talking about it, it's all diff.
Yeah.
Make your diff. So we want those 2 players to make 20 O's, and we want everyone else. We want the blunters to make like 10 10s or 12 8s in between either score. And I also want the other guys to draw. So then at that point, we are now winning the 220 O's.
Yeah, the stat checks are like a problem for the other team to solve, and then when we as a stat check player get our pairing, we kind of have to look at it and be like, okay, is this a game where I'm just blunting, or is this a game where actually I got something here and I can put some juice on the
And then
board?
when you can, then you get a 15-5.
Yeah, you push it. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that's when a coach is actually very valuable, because they can say like, hey, you guys are doing well. Now our 2 stat check armies are now aggressors.
Yeah.
And then you can make it the diff that way. So when you make a team comp, I just think you should divide it in 33%.
Sure.
And like whatever you have. But unfortunately, the guy who you put first defender is getting an ass kicking. And and you have to have that person that can actually be willing to take that too. It's a shitty tournament for him, but they'll win.
It can be.
That wasn't you.
They have to be both a faction that can
That was me.
a faction that can kind of take the hit and come out, with a good score, and the headspace and personality and person who can also take that for a whole weekend.
Yeah,
that's a real thing too.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Definitely the headspace and personality.
For sure.
Like, oh, hey, I lost, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
But,
Because the rest of my team smashed them. Good. That's your job.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Trophy says
Next question. Probably a joke question, but it is funny, so we'll give credit to Alex. You guys. Alex asks, is it legal to run a list consisting of just Sly Marbo?
Technically, yes.
The answer is yes. That's correct.
Would not recommend.
Would not recommend.
Wait, did he get
Just do it.
Legends, or is he still a thing? Did he go
Sly
Legends?
Marbo is... That's a good question. Why don't you pass the thing over to David, ask the next question, and I'll find out. I think he is still a thing. Oh, my God.
If you do it for Orchard and we match
Sly
up,
Marbo still exists. We're good.
If you run just Sly Marbo in your list at Orchard and you get my pairing, I will throw the game for you.
Dude,
as a consolidate.
yes, 100%. 100%. Do
I
it.
charge everything turn 1. Damn it, I'm trying to throw the game.
He just throws Sly
I'm giving you everything right now. What are you doing?
Yeah, just
That's a
shake
roll
hands.
thing.
Yeah.
Shake hands, go to lunch, call it a
Yeah.
day. What do you got, David?
Similar to to Chris's question, are there any archetypes essential to a team comp?
Yeah,
So
I think Cass kind of went over
You
them.
went over the
Yeah.
I
blunters.
think you don't necessarily need stat checks. I think it's
No.
important to have like the guy that kind of like stand in a corner with a knife that you can like put down first on pairings and say like, okay, I'm kind of okay into everything. Like what
Sure.
am I gonna kind of like having that's very valuable. Because-
like an all comers.
Yeah. So for example, like I bought a slightly skewed list, but it was still like pretty much my world leader singles list.
Yeah.
And then that way it was always an option for us to. Generally, you're looking for people that have like in a 6-man teams 5 good matchups, 1 bad matchup, so they can avoid it by defending first.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we didn't really have that specifically, it was nice to have like somebody with a good singles list that was a confident player that you could put down and say, okay, now we have more information for our other pairings,
Sure.
and this whatever they put into this is just like taken care of.
Yeah.
If I can add on to that, if you're building a 6-man teams list, you probably don't want to have one of everything. It's kind of good to lean into multiple stat check armies and build that redundancy in. Because
Or you're gonna get pinned.
or you're going to get pinned. Your opponent's army composition likely can't deal with multiple stat checks, but they might have a dedicated, 20 fire dragon list that is like, we want to get this person into
I thought you might.
into a stat check.
I thought
Or,
you might.
you know,
I thought you might.
a few pressure lists that, you know, don't really where your opponent can't really take on the
exact
pressure.
reason why I went with my COC list. Like, it was a toolbox list. Like I don't actually have the extension on 3-inch contagion. I have a lower poxes. Okay, well now we can like launch out of a rhino and we can play the same game.
Yeah.
So it's all about like you want to have kind of one of everything and then be able to. What are you looking at?
Well, it's giving it back to you.
That's
Well, and I feel like it depends on like who's on your team as well. Because if you know specifically you have like a couple of weaker players, it might be nice to put them on armies that literally cannot lose into certain things, and then kind of protecting them like through matchups.
Also, the whole conversation we had about teams is assuming you have access to like a lot of armies. It might be the case that you're going to go with your buddies and just play a tournament with the armies you have. Just do that. It's fine. It's all good.
It's not fun if you didn't win.
We're
I've had
this
like
close for
I've
me
had
playing
the
sisters,
worst Monday and Tuesday of my life.
I lost a bet. I
Not
lost a
winning
bet.
sucks.
I just said,
Oh, did you thought I would?
Shay's like, come to bed, and I'm just sat in the
sorry.
corner,
Or
man.
Morty.
Just like, bro, how could they do this to
The
me?
freaking clock got me. Just go play with your friends. Like you wanted. Obviously, we're talking high level stuff, but just go play tournaments. They're fun.
I can't read lips.
God, what's happening?
Let me in on the
Me
joke.
neither.
Let me in on the joke.
We got another question, Cass?
David lost a bet thinking I was gonna play sisters.
Or bring Morty.
Oh, is that true?
You did neither.
What the heck?
Oh yeah, because David said you were talking about sisters, and I looked at him and I said, and I quote, "If you think Cass is actually bringing sisters, you are insert redacted word."
Insert redacted.
Yeah, and I'm like, they're trying to play the same game we are right now, like the
Yeah.
guessing game of armies, and I'm like, it's not.
I have to say that was like the worst 3 weeks ever. Like we couldn't hang out, we couldn't talk to each other.
We
did.
And every time
We
we
did a
did,
podcast.
I just give you some
It
new
doesn't exist.
information.
It's just
Some
smoke screen, smoke
bullshit.
screen, smoke
Oh,
screen.
EC are so good right now.
The best thing is,
We
I
were
was
just
telling everybody on your team like different things.
Yeah, I know.
and then I'd send all those conversation screenshots like
we went to a
our group
tournament
chats.
with Tony going CK, trying to force you guys to think
Yeah,
he's going
yeah.
CK.
No, dude.
And then they took it
No
over.
chance.
And then it didn't work. And
No
it was
chance.
funny.
Speaking of CK,
I had to buy an entire Emperor's Children army to try and throw you guys off.
yeah, it
You
was
know how
all
much
a
I'm
ruse.
paying to get that painted right now?
Did not pay off.
No.
Did not pay off. But speaking of Chaos Knights, John asks, do we expect an effective copy-paste feel for the Questoris detachment versus the similar detachment from Chaos Knights? So is Questoris Companions just going to feel the same as Lords of Dread? The short answer is no. Even though it kind of seems like, so it does kind of have the 5 OC sticky, the Chaos, as much as they are very similar, the Chaos Knights data sheets are very different from the Imperial
There's no
Knights data
fight
sheet.
first rampager.
There's no fight first rampager.
Thank God.
We don't get the double Gatling cannon platform at all. So they actually play quite different and they feel quite different. So is it going to be 4 bigs and some other stuff to screen you out and play the game? Yes, but they're going to feel probably quite a bit different to play against. David, does that sound correct?
Yeah.
Every time I look at him, he looks at my lips, and I don't know what to say.
Okay, I think we can end it here. I think Fraser's now trolling.
That is the end of the
Down
questions.
there.
We've lost
Hey,
Fraser's
hey,
attention.
you're throwing.
We talked about Imperial Knights for too long. We lost Fraser.
He's like, I have Willies, I have Lethal Sustained.
I've never lost a game to Imperial Knights.
All right. Well, we had the chance and you
played
didn't.
like
You didn't
one.
want to do it. So
Please kill him at Orchard.
yeah, let's do it.
No,
Next
like,
up,
Actually, just
Yeah,
stab me in the
we
Okerston
got
bathroom.
Orchard coming up.
yeah, Orchard of Ono
There
next weekend.
is, was that like next weekend?
Not this one. Next weekend. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Thomas said it. I think he was going to try and make it 80, and then we have the 100-man Edmonton
Holy
tournament.
fucking
Spicy.
shit, that's huge. That's huge.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
Both of them are bigger than the Classic,
Let's do it.
which means
Let's
they
fight.
they might get Prairie Fire Wargaming more ITC points
That's right.
because nobody else is doing it.
That's right.
God damn it!
I give you some.
I think
true.
that's where we'll call it for an episode. We keep
Yeah.
on saying we're gonna have a breakdown of the league. One day we'll get to it, but we just
I'm doing good.
We talk too much.
I'll
Fraser's,
start- I'll
why
say-
don't we do? We'll do the next round because it'll be like round 4 or 5.
Sure.
and-
No,
Yeah,
you're just
getting
waiting
towards
for
the
me to
end.
lose a game and then talk about
that's
it.
right. Yeah,
That's
we
messed
keep
up.
kicking it down the road.
Spike's just gonna kick my butt. Yeah,
He might.
he might.
Thank you everyone for joining us for this episode of Bloodbath Tactics.
Hey, like.
Don't
Subscribe.
forget to
Like.
Subscribe. punch that notification bell.
Punch it.
This
Comment.
is cuss.
Get in the comments. Punch the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Bloodbath Tactics.
Please do. Thanks.